Welcome to Gaston Spotlight. I'm your host, Morgan Wise, and with me in the studio are my friends Aaron Park and Jacob Brindle, and they are going to talk to us about the Sports Media Technology program here at Gaston. Welcome to the studio, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Morgan.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, I love having you guys in here. So, can you tell me what Sports Media Technology is?
Oh, yeah, of course, Morgan. Sports Media Technology, or the SMT program here at Gaston, is getting hands-on training in the real world of sports broadcasting. For example, these camera operators that are behind us here today, these people are all part of the sports broadcasting world. And what Chairman Kate Carmody and Caleb Stalkup, an instructor here at Gaston College, have really hit on is getting that hands-on training. It's exclusive here to Gaston because a lot of these other colleges can't really give you that hands-on training.
Exactly.
It's all about the technical side of things. So Sports Media Technology here at Gaston College is all about that hands-on experience, and not just the actual sports world too, but the actual editing process too, because you have to edit videos that these people will be editing here later today.
Yep.
You have to do social media posts. You have to put all that together. So it's all sides of sport broadcasting put into one program.
That is so awesome. So, how did each of you find out about the program here at Gaston?
Well, actually, my story is pretty fun, and I love it because it's an emotional connection that I have. My grandma listens to the radio station WSGE here at Gaston College, and she loves her beach music.
Yeah.
I know they play it a few days a week, but she always tunes in on her Amazon Alexa.
Yes.
She loves that thing, but she heard a bit about the Sports Media Technology program, and she knows what I want to do when I grow up, what my dream is. She was like, that's it right there. I was like, sounds good. I'll look into it. Haven't looked back since, and here I am.
That is so amazing. And I know you have an emotional connection as well.
Yeah, of course. Aaron's, like I said, hit it right on the nose. An emotional connection is such a need in this program, and I'm the same way. My senior year of high school, I was diagnosed with leukemia, and I really was looking for options to go to a 4-year. I wanted to go to Elon and study sports medicine and play football there, but I had to stay home and get treatment. So I had no other option but to come to Gaston. And through that, I thought Gaston was just going to be a throwaway, somewhere I could go and just get my arts degree and go to a 4-year after and do whatever I wanted to. But I found so much more here at Gaston because of the people I've met, the instructors that have taught me. I didn't take a tour like Aaron did, so I didn't know anybody coming in.
Gotcha.
But I have learned so much from these instructors and so much from my buddies like Aaron right here and yourself as well, Morgan.
Yeah.
So just through all that, through just trying to find a throwaway school, I found my passion.
Absolutely. I was kind of in the same boat with you. I didn't think I wanted to do anything in the world of media.
Yeah.
Went to Coastal Carolina straight out of high school, and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Came home at Christmas, told mom and dad, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And they were like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. So I looked into Gaston and was just getting, stepping stone, getting my stuff, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I found this program, and I found the audio-video program, and then sports attached to that, which as an AV student, I didn't really know much about sports, and I didn't know if I would really like it. But having the sports media class as part of the AV Tech, so you get that well-rounded education,
Yes.
I have fallen in love with sports media. It is one of my favorite classes. I love getting to work games with you guys and getting to do that thing. So that's kind of my spiel on how I got into this program. What made you decide to pursue sports media as a degree?
So I played baseball my last senior year of high school. I've always loved sports, in general, whether it's watching it on TV, keeping a scorebook of a baseball game, sitting on my couch at the house, or actually playing it. I love playing it, but reality check for a lot of kids in their senior year of high school, you either go and you move on to the next level or you don't.
Exactly.
It's a one-of-one situation there, and mine, I did not go to the next level and play sports, but I went to the next level in sports media, and that's always something I've wanted to do, and I've been doing play-by-play on games. I just turned them on mute since I was like 14, 15 years old, and it's always been a passion of mine, and I thought it was just going to be play-by-play commentary and color commentary that I wanted to do, but reality is that that's not all there is in sports media.
Exactly.
There's social media posts, there's graphic design, which I've gotten into recently, and there's directing, producing, camera operating, which I love actually, is super cool. It seems boring from the outside looking in, but it takes a lot of compassion, and you got to have it, and once you do it, it's really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I thought I was going to go pro too, Morgan. It didn't work out in my favor, but yeah, he said it perfectly, Morgan, honestly, talking about having compassion, and especially in the art of camera work. It's an art. Camera work is an art. And how I really got into this program, after all the stuff that happened to me was really talking to Kate, because Kate was my first instructor, and that was a journey all on its own. That's a whole story for another time. But having her as the first ever instructor at Gaston College, and she straight up blank told me in class, there is so much more than just talking sports. Because she has such a good background in, the news area, and she has such a prestigious tool belt that she has, and she just told me how much there wasn't to it. So I really decided to pursue this degree because of the versatility that it has in the real world of broadcasting.
Absolutely. So as a big part of sports media, we work games, we work our live streams that we provide for all of the sports here at Gaston College, fall, spring, we don't really do cross country, but we do the volleyball teams, we do the basketball teams, baseball, softball, and all of the different sports. Those crews require so many different positions. What are some of those positions that is crucial for every live stream that we have to have?
So first off, you got to have a producer, a person running the show, not really physically doing anything like with cables or anything, setting stuff up, but in a way, bossing people around in a very nice way.
Yeah.
Saying what needs to be done and when it needs to be done by. And then everybody else around you executes that. Then you have a director, the person switching cameras. Anytime you watch any sort of newscast, anything live on television, there's camera cuts. And somebody's got to be pushing the buttons behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And somebody's got to be telling them to push the buttons. When your production gets bigger, you have two directors, a regular director who's calling the shots and a technical director who's pushing the buttons. For us, we have those positions in one. You're calling the shots and you're pushing buttons at the same time. So you have a producer and a director, and then if we're lucky enough and have a big crew, you can have a play-by-play commentator and a color commentator. So luckily, me and Jacob did that quite a bit for basketball, and we still do it for baseball and softball. Very fun. It's exactly how you see it on live television. You do your homework, you get your stuff together, all the stats, all the rosters, all that, and you get on the call, you put a headset on, and then you've got some camera operators. You obviously, for baseball and softball, you have that center field camera, which is what you see. It's from behind the pitcher. It's what you see when they're in their windup, when they're about to throw the pitch, and then when the ball's hit, you switch back to the camera behind home plate. If the ball gets hit, foul, fair, whatever. Those are camera operators, and I'm trying to think, is there any other positions?
Yeah, like you said, all those positions are great, but I think every position during the live stream is very important. Every position is the most important position. When we have big crews, those are the best live streams we can put on. And as we evolve in the program, so does the program, if that makes sense. And the more we put dedication and hard work and have a good work ethic, which is what you need to be successful in this industry.
Absolutely.
The program evolves into a whole new thing. Like right now we're talking about Sims Legion Park, the home of your Gaston College Rhinos baseball team. We're talking about live stream producers and live stream directors, but now we're getting into fan engagement producers, the creative producers and the creative directors. So instead of just doing live stream stuff, we're starting to engage with fans as well that show up to the games. So we're doing everything. We're covering every aspect, just like the real world. So like Aaron said, all these positions are important, but every position is the most important position.
Absolutely, and I love that statement. It's like, because there's no I in team.
No.
If you're missing a piece of the puzzle, it's not going to come together. I know I personally have loved hosting sports games. I thought I had to know everything about sports and know all the stats and know all the players, but you two really gave me the confidence. They're like, no, you just, this is what you're going to say. You just give us the recap, and then we'll handle all the stats and stuff. And you guys really gave me that confidence to be like, I don't have to know everything. I just need to get on the camera, be myself, and get the information out there to fans.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for that, because I was really nervous coming into that.
Yeah.
But it's been so fun getting to work with everybody and getting to see how all of the different pieces work together. And I've really enjoyed that with you guys. So, as part of the live streams, what has been your specific area to work in? They're the hard questions at you.
That's a very tough question.
I'm going to go first? Or?
You go ahead. Got it. You got it.
Yeah, I think it's got to be directing. I think directing is the most fun position because when you're directing, you get your hand in everything. Same with producing. I think they go hand in hand. But directing, that's the guy who's going to throw all your graphics up on screen, throw your scoreboard up on screen, cut between cameras, that stuff right there is so fun because it's a challenge.
Yeah.
My buddy Ian always said when he was directing that he loves it because it's challenging.
Yeah.
And when you love the challenge, you become successful in this. So easily being a director is my favorite part. I know commentary is great, but being a director is my number one.
Nice.
I mean, it's a really hard question. Directing is very fun because it is challenging, you know. There's a few times where if you're on commentary and you're during a break, you're just sitting back doing nothing. Not when you're in the director's chair. So I'd probably say directing is my favorite as well. I can't really disagree with Jacob. But I really enjoy all the positions.
Yeah.
Play-by-play in color, you're held to some restrictions, but you're really free to really do whatever you want at all the positions.
Yeah.
Camera operating, you know, your director will put the trust in you, like, hey, you got to give me this shot, and they trust you to give him the shot.
Exactly.
And that's leading into the camaraderie side of things.
Oh, absolutely.
If you have a great crew, which we always do, I mean, the live stream is going to be great.
Yeah.
But like you said, back to your question, I'd say directing is my favorite.
All right. So now you both have worked many, many live streams. I know you guys are usually there almost every single game. Every week we do crew call. Either one of you is always on a crew sheet. What has been your most memorable moment working on a live stream?
I think we have the same memorable moment.
We're close. It's pretty close.
There was one time we were calling a basketball game. I forgot who was it against. I totally forgot.
I want to say it might have been Virginia Peninsula. Don't take my word on that.
One of those early games in the season, we used to run. We ended up running a wireless. Shout out to my boy Henry. But we started by having a stationary cam, like a fisheye cam, and it would take the picture of or take the video of us talking pregame and put it on the live stream. So there was one time, my guy Sherrod, and he paid for it too. He was standing behind us, changing into because we have Gaston shirts we wear for the games, and he took his shirt off live on television. Sherrod took his shirt off and changed into his Gaston shirt, and I think Max was directing that game. And Max did not cut the camera. We got the entire we got the entire laundry change. Honestly, we got the entire thing. And I think the best part about it all was the next week in Caleb's class, we went back and we watched it and we talked about it and we talked about how to fix it. And we're like, no, we don't. That's perfect. That's perfect. Sherrod going shirtless on the live stream was easily best moment of the year so far.
That is wild. I love working with Sherrod on what we do over at the radio station. He's a character, so I feel like that's very on brand for him.
I mean, if you know him, you know he's either gonna that's completely not Sherrod or that 100% is Sherrod. Yes. There's no in between.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree with that, but I'm gonna try to just for content purposes. Really calling games is just fun, doing all of that, because there hasn't necessarily been a live stream where I'm not enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Especially surrounding yourself with the teammates that you work with, and they're your classmates and they're your friends.
Yeah.
And this is it is my life now. Mm-hmm. And so when I do it in the live streams good, and you have parents and fans come up to you and opposing coaches come up to you saying, hey, we love what you're doing, that probably takes the cake for me. We had a parent from Florence Darlington, not a Gaston College parent, a Florence Darlington parent, come up after the baseball game and say, hey guys, thank you so much for what you do. You do a great job. And the head men's basketball coach for USC Salkehatchie actually came up to me and Jacob pregame and said, we love what you're doing, and families of the players. And that probably is number 1A, and Sherrod's incident being number 1B.
There's a C. There's got to be a C as well, Aaron. I know he does. This one still hurts his soul, but best moment number 3 is Caleb always stressed about having that fan engagement.
Yeah.
And really taking shows into not just live streams, but having fun as well. So Gaston College had its first ever 3-point contest in the middle of a basketball game, and a 3-point contest is, you got like a minute, right? Yeah. And each guy, there's 2 guys, and they take turns shooting 3-pointers, and whoever makes the most by the end wins. They win the 3-point contest. So one day, Caleb was like in class, let's have a 3-point contest. Let's do something different. So me and Aaron, in our suits with jerseys over top, I think Kate Carmody was in the room for that. We had a 3-point contest, and there's only one 3-point contest winner in Gaston College history. Aaron, who is it?
It's you, my friend.
It's Jacob Brindle. Jacob Brindle's the only three-point contest winner in Gaston College history. But the best part about it all was we had a host for that. I think Yvette was hosting that. We had a host for all that. But the funniest part was we didn't do the actual fan engagement part. We forgot to. No one announced there was a three-point contest. So there's just all these fans sitting like, why are these two big dudes in suits shooting three-pointers with a minute on the clock? And then the teams start coming back out. We're not done yet because we suck at basketball. And we're like, wow, we have to speed this up, and we got it done. So that's top 3 moments right there.
Yeah, I mean, I know I lost, but I'm having one heck of a time.
Yes.
It was so
Absolutely.
fun, and the elements that you put into the live streams as well. We had a post 3-point contest interview
Yes,
with
we
myself
did, yeah.
and Jacob. Just the little things that
Yeah.
from somebody who's not in sports media, you notice.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch a live stream now, and there's so many graphics that ESPN or Fox Sports will put up on their screen, I'm like, how the heck do they do that?
Yeah.
And then I realize those are millions and billions of dollars companies. They can do that lickety split like nobody else. But I hope I can evolve and to do that one day, and I know Jacob does
Absolutely.
as well, and probably you as well, Morgan.
Yes.
So yeah, those are some great moments for us.
Of course, and you talked about teamwork and camaraderie. The AV program and the sports media program, they're technically 2 different programs, but your classes really blend together because they both use a lot of the same things. With AV, you're learning how to run cameras, do video work, mic up people, and then you pull your sports side into it where you have your play-by-play and your commentary, and it just gives you a well-rounded education. So what would you say it's been like building a relationship not only in the sports media program but with AV students as well, seeing as I'm an AV student coming into sports?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you got it.
Well, yeah, it's great to have an entire pool of people to get from whenever we're doing live streams or anything that's audio-video production-wise. Ultimately, for me anyway, the relationships have been crucial in my success here at Gaston College, because a lot of the times things I did not have or I did not know, AVP people knew.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the things AVP people didn't know, me and Aaron knew because we're sports guys.
Absolutely.
So we really feel together, like you said, we're really a big puzzle, and we put the pieces together when you bring those 2 programs together. As for relationships, man, somebody got to point out my guy DJ Colby, who's directing the show today. Man, Colby has been an unreal guy teaching me Pro Tools. He's really been letting me listen to his music, and I found a love for that. Seeing music build, watching him build music, and it's something I thought I would never get into. So as for an actual program, yeah, it helps make everything better. Whatever we do AVP wise or SMT wise, it makes it all better. But ultimately, I make a lot more relationships here. I got a lot more friends here than I would if I was just an SMT guy, and all together, it's just you benefit on the actual work in the class, and you benefit outside of school as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Jacob noted once again there, just a relationship that you build with your teammates, whether it's in SMT or outside of it. But if you're talking outside of it, knowing that I can be there for the AVP students.
Yeah.
If they have questions, I want to be the guy who makes them feel comfortable not being afraid to ask.
Yeah.
As long as I can be that, not sort of mentor, but be that friend or be that classmate that can help them answer questions, or as long as they're there for me, because there's lots of stuff like you said about Colby helping with Pro Tools. There's so many students in the AV program that know that like the back of their hand.
Exactly.
And I don't. Because I came in, I had never used Adobe before. And
Exactly.
using it in classes, there's a lot of people that can help. Lowell being a tutor as well as Ty, they can help you out quite a bit. And if you build a relationship with those guys, they'll be more than happy to help you.
Exactly.
So that's one big thing that you really need to do, especially in this. There's not going to be one time where you're not going to be working with somebody, whether it's sports media, whether it's news media, or live production of any sort. You're always going to be working with somebody.
Absolutely.
So you just got to build those relationships, and if you can do that, you'll be all right.
Exactly. And like for me, going through my AV and like doing sports, like I was like a fish out of water. And then having you two, you guys have taught me so much about sports and so much about the different things. When we're at games and I have a question about something or question how the game works, what's going to work best, I know I can always go to you guys and say, hey, I have a question about this. And you're not going to look at me like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't need to be here. You guys want other people to learn. You want to help them learn.
Of course.
And so having that in the program, having everybody work together, I feel is just a great thing for all of us. It's not just AV and just sports. We all come together to make, a well-rounded live stream or a well-rounded project.
Yeah.
And I really love that about being here. So I think we're going to wrap it up with my last question here today. What do you plan to do once you graduate from the SMT program here at Gaston?
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Man, honestly, I don't know yet. I really don't. My two real pathways are either finding work or going to a 4-year and finishing out my degree somewhere else. But ultimately, either way, to make it or be successful, whatever I pursue, I have to have hard work. I have to have dedication and good work ethic. And that's how you make it in this program. That's how you become successful. And a standout in this program is you work hard, you cover the live streams, and you do the work that is outside of the live streams as well. It's just as important, if not even more important, because you need those skills to make it in the real world of sports. So ultimately, my path is simple. Either I'm going to go find work here in this area, or I'm going to go continue my schooling either somewhere like UNC Charlotte. They've got a great broadcasting program. High Point is very good as well. Somewhere more north would be like State, Chapel Hill. Those guys are all great prospects for broadcasting as well. So either of those options would be good for me.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not just showing up to class and doing the one assignment for the week. There's live streams outside of games. There's prepping for live streams. So being a part of this program, it's not just a class where I can show up, do my assignment, and go home. It's something that you're very well versed in.
Well, you have to be well balanced in it.
Exactly. And Aaron, what do you plan to do after graduation?
I mean, like you said, I don't really know yet. I mean, I know what I want to do, and it's work in sports.
Absolutely.
Whether that's a coaching side of thing, which is what I do on the side. I coach a basketball team over the summer, or be a broadcaster, run a social media, or be on one of the TV shows like First Take or something like that, and just talk about sports, just stay around it.
Yeah.
So to get down to the specifics, whether Jacob said like find work out of college, out of Gaston College at least after the 2 years, is graduate with a sports media degree, which nobody else has in the state. It's very specific to Gaston College, which is, I think, a big getting a step in the door already, is having those. And the instructors here, Ron, Nick, Kate, and Caleb, they have connections.
Yeah.
And having those 4 people be able to answer your questions and kind of take you under their wing is a big help with my future. Or on the other side of things, and just go to a 4-year. I know Gaston has this, I forget the name of it, but it's a program
The transfer program.
The transfer program, exactly. They have, I believe it's UNC Charlotte, NC State, Appalachian State, ECU, and Wilmington. I believe you automatically get admitted into their program just when you apply, into their school when you apply. So that's really, really cool. Something definitely to keep in mind. And a word of advice that I want to give to anybody who thinks about coming into the SMT program, do it if you really want to do it. Work ethic is one big spot that you need to fill. If you don't have that, and just have fun, man. I know it sounds a little cliche and corny, but it's just like everybody says when you're playing sports. You want to try hard, but you want to have fun.
Always.
That's how it is. And when you become friends with the people you work with, you got Hunter, Ty, and Erica in here in the room with us, and then us here at the table. We're all good friends. We're all buddies.
Absolutely.
We don't have any bad raps with anybody else. Yeah. So just as long as you can have fun, I think it'll be all right.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I've been your host, Morgan Wise, and this has been Aaron Park and Jacob Brendel on our Sports Media Technology program. If you'd like to see more about what we do here in the AV Tech and Sports Technology program, you can visit us on Instagram at Gaston Broadcast and catch all of our live streams on gcrhinos.com/watch and the Team One Sports app. Let's do it like we do a crew breakdown, guys.
Oh, snap. Yeah, let's
Hands
do it.
in.
Yeah, here we go. Hey, Rhinos on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rhinos!